folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. I'm gonna try and shoot this intro without my veil on, but I've got it on the ready here in case they come at me. But anyway, it's been 2 days in a row with no rain. Well, this will be the third day. Actually, 3 days ago it did rain a little bit that morning, so man, it's been super wet. The ground is soggy. I still have not got my tomato plants put out, and it's June 4th, I think. It's crazy. But anyway, so this video is going to be following up to Hive 6. A lot of people asked what I was going to do with Hive 6 Queenless. So I'd pulled a split off that hive, pulled the queen out, and that's called an artificial swarm. I did that so they wouldn't swarm. They had swarm cells in there, and I let them requeen with swarm cells. I actually found virgin queens in there walking around, and I left them in there, and they go out to mate, and they don't make it back. So that's what's happened there, unless we find a queen in there. So what I did with that hive is I went to another strong hive and grabbed a frame that had brood on it and young larvae and eggs, and actually did some on-the-spot queen rearing method, and I notched some of the cells that had eggs, and you probably saw that in a prior video. So we're going to go in there and see what they did with that frame. Did they pull out the queen cells and making a queen? Was there a queen in there already and they ignored it, or they think they're queen right and there they come. Or they think they're queen right already, they don't pull down the emergency cell, and the workers start laying, and it's another laying worker hive. So it's going to be one of those three things. Or we could find a queen in there. That would be crazy. Anyway, let's get into Hive 6 and follow up and see if we solved our problem with that brood frame. Boy, the apiary is really a-buzzing this sunshiny weather. So they ought to be out there just filling up on nectar and bringing it back today. Hopefully there's enough out there for them. I wish all my hives were strong as this one right here. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of honey off of that one. So before I get into Hive 5, which is right here, before I get into Hive 6, which is right here, I'm going to get over into Hive 5. So this is a laying worker hive that we're doing the single screen combine. So those bees have been on lockdown 2 days, and we need to release them so they can get out and forage and stuff, and bring resources back to the top section. So they're locked in there in the top and they can't get out. Release the Kraken. Yeah, boy, they're ready to get out of there, aren't they? So all those that are field bees or are to become field bees, they're going to start flying around figure eights and orienting to this new spot because they've been locked up for 2 days. If I didn't do that, the field bees would fly out of that box and go around the corner where I pulled that nuke over here and combined it. Okay, we're not talking about that hive right now though. We're going to get into Hive 6 here. Okay, yeah, see all these bees from here? Hive 5 are orienting, and they're just checking things out, trying to figure out where they're at, checking out their hive, doing some cleansing flight. Eventually they'll work their way back in there. Okay, this has got to go. My miniature Kershaw machete. All right, we're not going to look at this honey super. We're just going to get it out of our way. There's a little bit of weight to it, but not very much. Okay, looks like it's 1, 2, 3, frame number 5. I marked it there, put an N on it for notched, which means I notched the eggs. There's my little N. That's the frame we are interested in. These bees also seem pretty calm. They don't come at me. Which, the calmer the hive, usually the more queen right they are. But that's not a rule that you can really go by, but it's an indicator. Empty. Empty. A little bit of capped honey there. So when you see capped honey, you know your bees aren't starving out. With all this rain, I actually had a split starve out last month. This is a little bit capped and some nectar there in this area. A little bit of bee bread. So this frame may have been come over from another hive. Take a quick look for queen just in case. I see some drones. This side here is mostly pollen, bee bread. Pollen mixed with nectar. So usually next to that you see a brood frame. But so we caught this before we had eggs and before we had laying workers, I'm fairly certain. But you never know. This is all nectar again. Shiny. Again, all nectar. So if you're looking for a queen, you're likely not going to see her on this type of frame unless you smoked it real good and run your queen around. And some queens will just start running off from you once you start going through your frames like this. Like they'll start going that direction. All right, drum roll. Let's see what we've got. This is the frame. So, they have made cells, emergency queen cells, and there's brood here. Okay, this cap brood came from the donor hive and the eggs. Queen didn't come in here and lay and make a brood frame. So we've got all these queen cells here capped. And I'll get you a close-up of this. This one here's chewed off like maybe queen came out of that, but no, it's got a dried up larva in it. And this side as well, this larva is open, but it's chewed up and it's dried out in there. So we've got several little queen cells. There's what I was talking about. When they emerge, that's kind of what they look like, but if you look close, you can see there's a queen larva in there. So there's a cell, and there's one there, and one right above it. That one's a better looking one there. Let's look at the other side. So there's 4. Here's some right there. 3 right together. Actually, there's 5 right in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One up higher right there. So we've got quite a few. Now we don't need them all. So what I might do is selectively kill some of these smaller ones and leave 3 or 4 of the big ones. Like that one right there. That's going to be larger queen. And this one right here, that's a better looking one. These ones on the other side aren't as good. That one's not bad. Okay, I want to take out some of these little dinky ones. Look right here. And I think I'll leave one on this side. I'll leave that one. I'm going to take this little one here out. I'm going to get it open, see if there's actually a queen in there. Yeah, there's a larva in there. This one here, I wonder why they tore that open. It may have been stuck to the bottom, but I don't think so. Okay, I really like this one right here, so I'm going to leave it. Take this little dinky one here out. I'm going to take these little ones out here. I'll leave that big one on the top. Nah, we got plenty. I'll take those out. I'm going to leave this one and this one here. And this trio right here, I'll take those out. Okay, so we left us a really nice one here, decent one there, and one on the other side, just in case something happens to that side. Yeah, there's a nice one right there. If you want to see the prior video, I'll try and remember and put a link right here. You can go back and see where I notched these and see if it lined up. I did a video of this last year and I compared them side by side when I notched it and later, and you could see where they drew the queen cells down from. So this is good. Good news. As good as it can be. Only thing better is if we found a queen in here. So there's plenty of resources in this hive as far as nectar and pollen. We left them with 3 nice queen cells. As good as you can get for an emergency cell. They're not the best. Yeah, so that's how we correct this hive being queenless before they've gone laying worker. We caught it right at the right time. They knew they were queenless and they accepted those cells with the eggs and started a new queen. They didn't try and start going laying worker on us, and that having that brood in there also helped suppress the laying worker urge for them to start doing that. So now we just got a 50-50 shot on, at least that's been my odds lately, on one of those queens emerging, going out mating, and coming back successfully. So hopefully, cross your fingers, that'll work out. Yeah, they're still pretty busy over here. They're happy to be out. So we'll follow up on this next week. So hey, that's the end of the video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe on your way out. We'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.